wake up.
Welcome back. We have 18 minutes before the top of the hour. Wake up Santa Maria. Your current temperature right now 45 degrees. The expected high 63.
Wake up Santa Cruz. Your current temperature 50 degrees. Today's high 64. Well, November is National Diabetes Month, and the numbers are really shocking. According to the Center for Disease Control, 1 in 3 American adults will have diabetes by 2050.
And today, more than 25 million are already battling that disease. Now, joining us this morning is certified nutrition educator Mary Toscano. She's the author of Sweet Fire, Sugar, Diabetes, and Your Health. Good morning, Mary. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Megan.
Good morning.
Well, tell us what we can do right now, Mary, to prevent this disease from growing.
Well, the first thing I'd suggest is to become more aware of how much sugar you eat. And you can do this by counting the teaspoons of sugar in the foods that you're currently eating. Why teaspoons? Because teaspoons are a whole lot easier to visualize than grams, which is what's on nutrition labels.
All right, Mary, show us how to count the teaspoons of sugar in food.
Well, there are 4 grams of sugar per teaspoon. So to get the number of teaspoons, you just take the sugar, which is in grams, and you divide it by 4.
Okay. So you want to show us a few examples?
Yes. So for example, this is a nutrition label for orange juice. We can see that for 1 cup of orange juice, there are 28 grams of sugar. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. So that means there are 7 teaspoons of sugar in 1 cup of orange juice.
That is pretty amazing when you see it side by side like that. Mm-hmm. Now what about, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I was going to say that is a tremendous amount of sugar there. You wouldn't otherwise think. But I wanted to ask you, Mary, what about food made from flour? Would you measure that a little bit differently than what we saw right there?
Yes. The problem with flour is that it's been so processed that the minute it hits your tongue, it turns to glucose. So that means that all the carbohydrates in flour are simple sugars. So a better number to use when calculating the teaspoons is the total number of carbohydrates. So for example, this is on the nutrition label for a plain bagel. I ate one every day for years. We're going to take the 48 total carbs, divide that by 4 to get the teaspoons. That's 12. So that means every morning I was dumping 12 teaspoons of sugar into my blood with 1 bagel. Now you combine that with the orange juice, and that's 1 huge hit of sugar from a really innocuous breakfast.
Wow. Okay, so what about whole wheat? Isn't that better for you? We've heard that before.
No, actually most breads that say whole wheat are made with very little whole wheat flour. Real whole wheat would need to be kept in the fridge. Otherwise, the oil and the germ would make the flour go rancid.
All right.
Mary, so exactly how many teaspoons of sugar should we be eating? Because it sounds like we're eating just way too much.
Basically, Dave, if you're eating more than 5 teaspoons per meal and you're not at the ideal weight that you want to be at and you're not exercising every day, then it's time to learn how to lower your sugar intake. And ironically, my basic philosophy is to think add. It's better to add good, healthy things to your diet than it is to take away. And the more good things you add, the more the bad stuff just falls off the edge.
All right, so very, very good advice this morning and a great demonstration.
Thank you.
You can actually check out more in Sweet Fire, Sugar, Diabetes, and Your Health, written by Mary Toscano. And thank you so much for joining us this morning. It sounds like there's a lot of good information in this book.
Thank you.
All right, Dave, I'll send it back to you.
All right, yeah, some great information. Thanks, Mary, for that.